What's up, guys? Today it's my high carb day, my favorite day. So I'm gonna have about 500 carbs throughout the day. I'm gonna start off some oatmeal and my favorite looped fruit, first form protein. So I'm gonna have this with my oats, but instead of having one packet, I'm gonna have not one, not two, but three to start. So I'm gonna have that, and I'm also gonna add in some beautiful strawberries. So one of the things I like to do on my high carb day, add in a little fruit. Fructose is very good for the liver, and well, obviously a lot of health benefits, fiber. There's a lot of great stuff in fruit, just for general health, and it tastes good. So it's a nice sweet treat for me. So I'm gonna open up these packets and get it going. And I'm gonna add some protein, some fruit in. It's gonna be delicious, and I'll show you the finished product in just a second. I'm gonna test out the strawberries. Fruit does a body good. All right, so you've seen me do this before, but just a little bit of a bit bigger bowl. And just gonna mix it in like so. Really simple, really easy. It smells, it's smelling good. You can smell that looped fruit flavor. I've already ate all my strawberries because I was so excited, but you could definitely put some fruit in here if you like. Sometimes I like to even warm up the fruit in the microwave. So that again is the first form looped fruit protein. It's Phormula 1, so this is a quick digesting hydrolyzed whey, plus the oats, one of my favorite breakfasts, and this is just a bigger portion on my high carb day. All right, next meal on a high carb day, I'm gonna have some Piedmontese beef. This is about 8.75, so 8 3/4 ounces from Piedmontese. It's a 96% lean beef. So it's got some good micronutrients in there, creatine, B vitamin, zinc. And then I'm just gonna cook up some rice. So I don't always use a rice cooker, so this is something I could pop in. This is 75 carbs. I could throw this in for a minute. I might throw like a little hot sauce in there, and that'll be meal number 2. We'll see the finished product. So I got my rice, I got my beef with some seasoning here. And one thing I also like to do sometimes is just put some egg yolks in there, especially since it's leaner, and right now I'm not too worried about getting the extra fat. I want to get the micronutrients from the eggs, and it almost makes like a fried rice kind of feel. If you're trying to put weight on, I'll throw a couple of egg yolks in there. That's going to help increase your calories a little bit, and also provide a ton of micronutrition. So I usually just kind of cut it up like this, mix it around. So the rice is going to also kind of heat up the meat a little bit. If you prefer to have your meat a little hotter, you could certainly heat it up. But usually just the cooked rice is plenty for me. And with the egg yolk in there, it almost kind of has like a fried rice kind of taste and feel. So this is really good. Not a lot of nutrients in white rice, but really good to get this the energy pre-workout. So pre-workout, got 2 meals in, about, let's see, probably about 75-ish carbs from oats and 75-ish carbs from rice. So I'm feeling good because that's more carbs than I've had in the last several days. Now I'm going to crank up the caffeine a little bit. Got my MegaWatt. If you're gonna train like a savage, you gotta take your pre-workout like a savage. No water, just down the hatch. I'm ready to go. So cardio is complete, first part of the workout's complete. I'm gonna have some tuna and rice here. So this is meal number 3, another 75 carbs. I'm gonna train again. I'm gonna have some salt with some water. I like to have carbs around my training. So usually what I do is I break up my training into multiple parts on this particular day. So that's kind of how it works. This is meal number 3, 75 carbs, 50 grams protein from the tuna, low fat. I'm gonna train again. I usually break up my training into several parts because I like to have carbs around my training. That's kind of one of my kind of principles and just kind of habits. I think it helps me utilize the carbs better, and I feel like I'm getting a nice pump, as you could see, and that's what I like to do. So I like to, when I'm on my high carb days, I like to kind of break up my training to several parts throughout the day, and that seems to help quite a bit. And I enjoy it. I have the extra energy, so why not do a little extra training? Keeping it vertical, another meal of beef and rice, 8.75 ounces of Piedmontese, 96% lean ground beef, little eggs in there, a little egg yolk for some micronutrients, white rice for energy. I love me some high carb days. Let's dig in. One of the things that's really important for me on a high carb day in particular, but many days, is taking my Opti Greens from First Form. And the reason being is that vegetables are going to really kind of make you feel fuller, which is great on like a low carb day, or especially when you're cutting. On my hard carb day, and particularly if I'm going to have 500 plus, 400 plus grams of carbs, I really don't want my stomach to be full or bloated, have too much fiber. So by getting this, I'm going to get all the micronutrients I would from greens and superfoods, etc., without having the bloat. This is really helpful for helping with digestion as well, which I love. So this is going to be a great product, especially if you're trying to gain mass or if you just don't like veggies. Right now, maybe you have trouble getting fresh produce. This is a good way to get your micronutrition, whether you just want to like limit bloating and you're trying to put muscle on, or you just can't get to the supermarket for whole foods and whole sources of plants, or you just don't like veggies. So you could take your greens. I'm going to do another meal of Phormula 1 whey protein with my looped fruit flavor. I'm going to get some more oats. I'm going to do one more training session. Then I'm going to have some steak and rice. One more cardio session. Some steak and rice. And that'll conclude the day. So I got a little green stuff from my Opti Greens as well. Great stuff. And I want this quick digesting Phormula 1 protein. It's a hydrolyzed whey. And that's going to help keep the food going, get my digestion going as I continue to train throughout the day. You can see I got the pumps going pretty good. Another thing I'm going to add to my oatmeal, these delicious raspberries. I had some strawberries this morning. I always try to get some fruit on my high carb day because I can afford a little bit more carbs. Fructose is going to be good for your liver. There's a lot of other health benefits to berries. And even like a whole bag of berries. Pretty low carb, especially strawberries, but I just like the taste of raspberries. You could also kind of heat them up in the microwave. It makes kind of like a syrupy kind of deal. I'll show you that in a second. You can kind of see the berries are kind of like a little bit syrupy. And I can kind of pour that in to my oats here. And if you're not like a supplement guy, if you're not like you don't use like a lot of protein powders, that could be definitely an option for you guys. You guys can see here, that's like, it kind of makes it like a syrupy deal, and I can mix in the berries to the oats. And that's going to be really good by itself. Obviously, I want to kind of add some protein to this, so I'm going to add my First Form protein powder. This is a looped fruit flavor. So with those berries, it's going to be extra fruity. And this is a hydrolyzed whey, so it's going to be quicker digesting, because I am going to train again later. And this is delicious. So depending on what you want to do and what your goals are, but again, adding that fruit is going to be a benefit in terms of your health. And that is going to be very delicious. I got a little bit extra raspberry kick in there. So I got strawberries and raspberries on this day. And that's going to be our next meal before the next workout. Guys, so I just finished my last workout of the day. So I mentioned again, this is my high carb day. So I kind of break up my training throughout the day because I like to have my carbohydrate sources around my training. I think it helps get the glycogen and everything kind of back into the muscle. And when I do my posing practice on Saturday, it just helps me look better. So I'm still like learning about this stuff. So it's not, I'm not an expert in it by any means, but my body's been looking better. So I've been kind of staying on course. So the last meal is going to be, I'm going to have 1 to 2 meals of this steak and rice. This is Piedmontese, so I'm going to have a little bit more red meat. Sometimes I'll also have chicken on this day. We just happen to have a lot of meat in the freezer right now, so this is actually a beef stew. It actually is pretty good, but this is a Piedmontese product. It's 2.5 grams of fat per 4-ounce serving, 27 grams of protein per 4-ounce serving. So I'm going to have that with the rice, a little hot sauce. I'm also going to make sure with anytime I have like a fattier meal, I might take some fish oil. I'm going to have the First Form vitamin D. Vitamin D is really important. Some people even will say it's like a hormone. So It's going to help with recovery, lifestyle, function, mood, energy levels. So vitamin D is really important, and a lot of us are deficient in it. It's one of the reasons also why I'm doing a lot of my outdoor workouts and some cardio and walking outside as well. So I might take another walk after the meal today, and we'll hopefully get some tallies for, but that's the high carb day, which is my favorite day, and that always leads into my posing practice the following day. So that's a little insight on a day of eating with my chubby little self. Check out the links below. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, stay strong, and I'll see you soon.